because it's one of the best biomovers that we have on the planet. How its role in mold toxicity, mycotoxin toxicity, and how we get those things out of the body. So why do we crave coffee when you're sick from mold? Bio. Because that's one of our biggest, it's one of those on the list of high rate of mycotoxin contamination. Your coffee is tested to be mycotoxin free, like a bulletproof or something like that. It's biomovers that we have on the planet. So it's going to be very important if you've been made sick from mold and you're craving coffee and you're ingesting a lot.
Walk into a coffee chain and the aroma might lure you into believing you're about to get a quality cup. But behind the warm lighting, Instagram-friendly cups, and cheery baristas, many of these places are serving up drinks that are overpriced, underwhelming, and in some cases, downright questionable. What you see on the surface hides what's really going on in the back room. Corporate cost-cutting, questionable ingredient sourcing, and cleanliness practices that would make you think twice before taking another sip. This isn't just about burn espresso or weak lattes. It's about a whole culture of maximizing profit while serving mediocrity in a cup. The first dirty truth is the illusion of freshness. Coffee is a product that thrives on freshness. Beans start to lose their flavor and aroma within days of roasting. But in many big-name chains, beans can sit for weeks, sometimes months before they hit your cup. Even if they boast freshly ground coffee, the beans themselves are often far from fresh. This results in that flat, bitter taste you've probably had before, masked under heaps of sugar, syrups, and whipped cream to distract your taste buds from realizing how stale the base coffee really is. Then there's the matter of milk and dairy alternatives. Many chains use prepackaged, ultra-pasteurized milk that can be stored for months before use. This kind of milk isn't bad for your health in small amounts, but it lacks the rich, fresh creaminess that elevates a proper latte or cappuccino. Dairy alternatives, almond, soy, oat, often come sweetened or loaded with stabilizers and emulsifiers that change the taste and texture of the drink. And guess what? Many of these healthy plant-based milks are bulk purchased in the cheapest possible form, leading to watery, inconsistent results. The sugar situation is another shady area. Coffee drinks from certain chains can contain more sugar than a can of soda, especially when you factor in flavored syrups, caramel drizzles, and whipped toppings. Even if you order a seemingly light drink, the flavor bases are often pre-made mixes that are already packed with sugar. That so-called skinny vanilla latte? It might be lower in fat, but it's still a sugar bomb dressed in a paper cup. The dangerous part is that people assume coffee drinks are just coffee, not realizing they might be consuming dessert-level calories before noon. Cleanliness is where things start to get genuinely disturbing. Some coffee chains operate under constant rush conditions, which means cleaning takes a backseat to speed. Espresso machines that aren't cleaned daily can build up rancid coffee oils, leading to bitter, sour flavors and potentially bacterial growth. Milk steam wands that aren't properly purged and wiped after each use can become breeding grounds for bacteria and mold. There have been documented cases where inspectors found slime and residue in the machines of major chains. The average customer sipping their flat white has no idea they might be drinking from a machine that hasn't had a proper deep clean in weeks. Water quality is another overlooked factor. The best coffee shops filter their water meticulously because tap water, depending on the region, can carry minerals, chlorine, and other elements that wreck the flavor of coffee. But many large chains cut corners, either skipping filtration entirely or using cheap filters that aren't replaced on schedule. This not only affects taste but can also damage machines, which leads to more cost-cutting repairs and less consistent coffee for customers. Corporate policy plays a huge role in what ends up in your cup. Many chains have standardized recipes designed to be foolproof for staff with minimal training. While this ensures consistency, it also means there's no room for skill or artistry. Baristas aren't so much crafting coffee as they are pressing buttons on automated machines. This strips away the soul of coffee making and turns it into an assembly line beverage. If you've ever wondered why your cappuccino tastes exactly the same in 3 different cities, it's because it's not made with care. It's made by following a rigid corporate formula. Ingredient sourcing is another area where coffee chains often fail to impress. Many market themselves as ethical or fair trade, but these terms can be vague or misleading. In some cases, the percentage of fair trade coffee used is minimal, just enough to claim it in advertising. Meanwhile, the bulk of their beans may come from large-scale farms with questionable labor practices. The push for profit can also lead to buying lower-grade beans, which are then roasted dark to hide imperfections, resulting in the burnt taste many people associate with chain coffee. Food items at these chains aren't immune from criticism either. That croissant or muffin next to your latte, often frozen, shipped across the country, and reheated in a convection oven. The pastries might look fresh, but they've likely been sitting in storage for weeks. Even sandwiches and wraps that seem made in-house are often pre-assembled in central kitchens and just heated before serving. You're not paying for freshness, you're paying for convenience disguised as quality. Another hidden cost of these chains is environmental. Single-use cups, plastic lids, straws, and non-recyclable packaging add up to massive waste every year. While some brands make noise about sustainability, their operations still generate tons of trash daily. Those compostable cups? They often require industrial composting facilities that most cities don't have, meaning they end up in landfills anyway. The marketing behind these chains is designed to make you feel like you're part of something bigger, a coffee culture, a community, a lifestyle. But the reality is far less romantic. You're just another transaction in a carefully calculated system designed to squeeze maximum profit out of minimal investment. They use seasonal drinks, limited-time flavors, and colorful campaigns to keep you coming back, even if the quality isn't worth the price. Even the caffeine content is questionable. Some chains use coffee blends that are weaker than you'd expect, relying on sugar and flavorings to create a sense of satisfaction rather than a proper caffeine kick. Others overload drinks with caffeine to keep you coming back for that jolt, creating a dependency rather than delivering true quality. In the end, coffee chains are businesses first and purveyors of good coffee second. There are exceptions, locations where passionate staff and management insist on doing things right, but they are rare in a sea of mediocrity. The reality is that the best coffee you'll drink won't come from a multinational chain. It will come from a small, independent shop that roasts its own beans, trains its baristas properly, and treats coffee making as a craft, not a quota. If you truly love coffee, you owe it to yourself to step away from the comforting convenience of these big-name chains and explore alternatives. Your taste buds and probably your wallet will thank you. The dirty truth is that most chains don't care about the coffee. They care about the brand, the image, and the upsell. And once you know that, every cup you buy from them tastes just a little bit worse.